Will we unban Will? He is now fighting against a specialized computer that is the Scourge. It's the Undead. Filthy brown Undead. It's apparently a tryhard, this special custom AI. So Will's playing as human above. The map is basically Market Square with what looks like a frosty theme. So, for all intents and purposes, as far as I'm aware, the creeps should probably be the same. But we'll see. So, this is basically an insane computer, is what I set it to. But it's supposed to, I don't know, utilize the artificial intelligence that was programmed for it. So, the guy who suggested this is known as Yazid Mezi. I think I'm saying that correctly. I hope so. He says, how about my AI, Witty? He play more smart. He start creeping with 5 crit fiends. He can reach 100 food in 10 minutes or less, especially Undead AI. He has infinity resources. Doesn't he? Not at the moment he doesn't. He has infinity resources. I tried this AI versus my AI. He killed him without losing any units. I tried it with many players. No one won versus him for now. Yeah, well, I imagine that you probably haven't pitted him against that many impressive players, because I don't think there's any special computer that can beat you, except for a particular microbot that Foggy has used in the past. If you haven't played versus that, you might want to try it. I can't remember the name of it offhand. I've tried it. It's an absolute nightmare trying to fight versus it. It's perfect, basically. It micros everything all at the same time and pulls units back. It's an absolute nightmare to fight versus. But that's just specifically for micro. It's not an actual bot that plays and builds a base and an army. So I think bots that play and build bases and build armies can be beaten, whereas a micro bot is a bit harder to deal with. So he's got double crypt. I don't know what his hero is. Ah, there we go. Death Knight now. And Will is up the top here, creeping with his Archmage. Starting off nice and early, building up the experience. He's building his base up quite nicely. He's got 22 out of 24 food. The computer is sitting at 26 food right now. Probably waiting for 5 fiends. I suppose he's definitely come out and have about 5 fiends at that point. He's got a couple of ghouls, Tomb of the Relics, and more cigarettes, so more spam for him. I wonder if he knows to sit underneath the food caps, because obviously there's the 50 food cap where you don't lose any gold to tax. Then there's the 80 food bracket, where if you go past that, then you start to lose 70% of your... Not 70%, you lose 30% of your gold mined. So it's basically a 70%. It comes across as 70%, it's 30% tax. And then... no, wait, my bad. If you go over 50 food, that's the 70%. You get 7 gold per gold mine, per peon. And then if you go over 80 food, that's the absorbent tax, and that's where you only get 4 gold. So whether the computer is behaving or not, we don't know. He's at 31 food. He's moved out. He's got enough for 2 more fiends. Is he really going to go for this? This has got to be quite a tough creep camp. He can't do that, surely. I don't care what you say. He cannot do this. What? Will might just be getting unbanned. Well, at least he's not losing losing experience to another player. He's softened it up a little bit, and he's going to make a comeback. His Death Knight will be back in any second. Now, the good news for Will is he's setting himself up a nice early expansion, which means a decent chunk of cash, so he can deal with ridiculous units that will be spammed out from this Scourge player. No doubt about it. Later on. Yeah, I always take it with a pinch of salt. After I've posted those Will versus, computer AIs, I had a couple of people suggest their own artificial intelligence, and they were bigging it up, going, oh yeah, it's the best in the world, no one can beat it, and all this kind of stuff. And you just think, like, I read that description. That description I read for you earlier is word for word exactly how he pronounced everything. I didn't deliberately mistype or misspeak anything. Will the footman. He's a level 6 creep. He don't care. He's going straight for that injured footman. Level 3 though. Oh, he's back at it again. I guess it's what he does. He just wears it down until it eventually dies. Like I say, he's not giving experience to Will. If he's lucky, he'll get the kill on that, and that Death Knight will jump up. There we go, in experience. But he'll still die to another bolt in a moment and a bit of focus. Custom items? Really? Okay. I'll have to check. I'll change the colours. Oh no, I can't. The colours are what the colours are. Pen of Energy isn't a custom item. Oh, was it? Did you have 3 Sentry Wards? Then that is different. Claws of Attack plus 12. That could be reasonable considering that's a red creep count that you'd never almost ever see because Market Square always has all 8 players filled up. He's managed to do it. He's jumped up to level 2. Will's now considering the middle. He's in a good position. He's got to watch out a little bit for Purge, but otherwise level 2 Water Elementals are ballers. Very powerful indeed. Provided they don't get purged. Luckily, Will only gets his footman purged, so that gives his Water Elemental a bit more time. He's staying at tier 1 for now. More rifles are coming out. We've got Scout Tower for a bit of protection, in case the computer wants to put some pressure on, but the computer is at tier 2 right now. 39 out of 40 food. It's currently capped on food. Is starting to upgrade the armor for Fiends. He's already got 1 point in damage. So that's so good that the computer is doing that. Nice jump up there for Will. He's going to want to get that second hero quite soon, but he can't until he gets this tech finished, because that Archmage, thanks to that Tome of Experience, almost level 4 already. So it won't be too long until he can get close to 5 if he carries on creeping without the computer giving him a hard time. So it does look like Death Pact has been picked, yes, because there's no aura. Now there's an aura after level 3. I don't think I saw an aura though a moment ago. So that could have likely been a 1-1-1 situation. 1 point in coil, 1 point in Death Pact, 1 point in aura. Is he going to take this expansion? Yes, he is. Okay, so at least he's making some use of all of those suicidal attempts. Archmage, level 4 and a bit. Moving through the middle. It looks so weird with this frosty aesthetic. Clearly I don't like it because I like anything that looks close to green. But it's still a nice touch. It's nice to look at for a one and done, but I wouldn't want to play this template every single time. Good scouting there from Will. I don't know if Will knows if his opponent's right next to him. Oh, Banshees could make this quite nasty. If he can get good use of anti-magic shield and potentially possession. Considering everything is cheap for the computer. Because it's got double the amount of resources coming in because it's an insane computer. This Archmage is looking a little bit battered. His forces will be able to get through another creep camp. And then they're going to have to sit on some heals. There's another lightning shield. Unfortunate. You've always got to watch out for that lightning shield. Okay, so I wish I didn't give the computer the colour brown now because it's kind of hard to keep track of where the heck he is. Okay, he's moving through. 46 food. He's got Circlet, Claws of Attack plus 12, and Potion of Greater Healing on the Lich. Will's still just got the Pen of Energy, but he's picking up the Tomes. Tome of Intelligence plus 2. That's still good for Archmage. Almost up to level 5, so is that tech almost done? Get that second hero out, because that Archmage is basically capped. You won't get any more experience and creeps once he hits level 5. The only way you can get more experience for your Archmage is to start killing enemy units, aka this computer, which Will is about to find out what this is all about. Oh, straight away with the coil. That's only a level 1 coil, but so aggressive. Nova coil. Will's just getting out. He doesn't want to give anything away here. This gives the computer a bit of free reign and power. So that's the computer's expansion protected, because Will doesn't know about that. I trust Will isn't stream sniping. I did tell him not to stream snipe beforehand. So before you write your comments down, I did give him a warning. So we'll see. Necromancers, Banshees, Black Citadel being researched now, Sacrificial Pit. As soon as those Frostworms start coming out en masse, this is going to get hard for Will. So he needs to make use of his gold. So he can either tech up straight away again and maybe focus on Dragonhawks and Griffin Riders and try to power out. No Avery till tier 3. Okay, so this is the wrong patch. What a surprise! Someone suggested in a map and it not being the correct patch. Thank you there for the resub, Lanren.
Ah. Will torture even more.
We will. Yes, torture will. It is a very sadistic pleasure. Yeah, I think the majority of maps that get suggested to me, and the majority of maps that I end up playing, you know, they're from Reign of Chaos times and stuff like that, or they're not updated to the latest melee patch. It's amazing. People put all this effort into creating these maps, this special AI, but they don't update it to the latest patch. It's really quite easy to do. You just need to update to the latest patch, and it will take into account, you know, the changes. But anyway, that's not going to make too big a difference. It's just going to mean some stranger items in terms of what's from the Arcane Vault and things like Sentry Walls having 3 charges instead of 2 charges. It doesn't take into account the balance changes. So Frostworms would then do piercing damage instead of magic damage if that's the case, but we'll find out. So Will's going to take up a nice item here. Wand of Mana Steel. Wask of Death. There it is. Not bad for a Mountain King. If he can get pimped out. I'm not sure what this strategy is all about. He takes the expansions, but he's not filling them. Not that he really needs it, because he's got 6,200 gold. So I guess that's smart. It's just taking it so Will can't. Okay. Looks like he's got a little undead looking force. Some necromancers, a couple of necromancers or something maybe. Death Knight has now got Unholy Frenzy and is moving in very aggressively. The Lich has 300 mana, so he's got some opportunities for nukes. Death Pact being used. Will's Mountain King can't get out of this situation because there's no town portal for him. Nothing being swapped over. Will's feeling the pressure. Rifleman being picked off. Will the Death Knight die? He's probably got like another 5 seconds before another Death Pact. If he wanted to use it, which he does, he doesn't seem to care what he uses it on. Doesn't use it on the skeleton. Just goes straight for the Fiend. Wants that health for his Death Knight. Doesn't know much better. And Will having to back off here. He's got 2,900 gold saved up in the bank though. So Will does have the opportunity to treat this almost like a free-for-all scenario where you would, you know, double up on buildings. You build 2 or 3 of each building and then save up all that gold, wait at 50 food and then just go ham. Because I'm not sure how responsive this computer is. Is it counteractive or is it just proactive where it will just go up to 100 food regardless of what you do? Or will it only start to move towards 100 food after it feels threatened? So if you can jump to 100 food and then attack it, you might be able to get an advantage, but there's no way to know that. He's getting a bit of everything. This is kind of a nightmare situation with computers, is they're able to use things like a few gargoyles mixed with everything quite effectively. Most players won't. They'll find it hard to utilize those few gargoyles because they'll be more of a hindrance than they would be a smooth operation instead of just mass fiends that most players would use. Computers can operate individual units much more effectively than players can. So, Boneyard, more Temple of the Damned, another Boneyard, so there's triple Boneyard. He's got 1 Slaughterhouse, 2 Temple of the Damned, double crit pumping out gargoyles now to basically support what will be Frostworms. I wonder if this is capped at 90 food because it might still be Reign of Chaos. Is that not out of 90 food? In the Frozen Throne you can go up to... Oh my goodness, he's not going to finish it already, is he? Will has got a few base defenses, but that could still be picked off. He needs to get himself repositioned, and he has an opportunity here. If he spends some of his cash on pimping out his Archmage, 1,500 gold, lots of potions like he's doing, but he gets nuked and nuked and nuked. Get lots of Water Elementals out. Try to pick off lots of the vulnerable units, such as the Necromancers, the Banshees from range. Try not to lose any of those heroes, because those heroes want to soak up experience, maybe even Militia right now, because the computer is really heavily applying pressure. And he looks like... Oh, okay, Mountain King's alright. He's only got the Orb of Fire. Relatively crappy, but still better than nothing. Computer actually fallen back a little bit here. Has he got a coil for that Dreadlord? He doesn't yet. There's no Stormbolt from Will, but that's because of the anti-magic shield. I'm pretty sure you can still Stormbolt even with the anti-magic shield, but it would absorb it, so maybe that's why he didn't do it. But anyway, computer backs off. Will gets a moment to breathe. Soak up a little bit more experience to the Mountain King. He's going for triple hero. This is going to be hard work for Will. Doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who plays with triple heroes very often. I find it difficult. So, yeah, good luck with that. Triple hero is hard work. And those expansions still aren't filled up. The thing is with triple heroes is you hedge your bets. on all the experience that you get from unit kills, giving you much more powerful heroes which will carry you much more than units. The danger is it's distracting when you've got that extra hotkey to worry about and that extra hero that you need to be concerned with, whether they're going to get nuked, whether they're going to get, you know, focused. You've got to be using their abilities. It's much harder to utilize a third hero than it is just a couple extra units. But it's more rewarding at the same time, so that's the catch. Will's getting some Dragonhawks in there, Griffins. So he's basically almost utilizing the computer army himself. He's got a siege engine as well. Former anti-air, good experience. He really kind of wants to keep the Archmage back though, if it can, because that Archmage is stealing some of the experience from the Mountain King and the Paladin. Because the Archmage won't get any more experience. Okay, Ghoul's just gonna get some wood, why not? Computer is now at 95 food, so I'm going to have to assume that another attack is basically pending. Triple hero, of course, because we saw the Dreadlord. And another slaughterhouse. The computer doesn't load up on items much, though, does it? It has 3,400 gold. I don't see it buying any scrolls of healing or anything. Should Warcraft 3 be so heavily hero focused like Warcraft 3 is? I wouldn't mind it. I like heroes. I think they're very fun. It's what gives Warcraft 3 a lot of longevity to continue playing. If it was just units, it would be a lot more boring. Okay, Will's going for an opportunity here. Will it be Ring of Protection +5? Will it be Frost? Orb of Frost? Claws of Attack +15. That's a pretty good, you know, prize, that one. Is the computer not bringing everything? It's got half its army. What is this, like a scouting party? Oh, Will. So many lightning shields, having to balance that out. Archmage coming in for that precious Tome of Intelligence. It's only +1 though, so it's not too important which hero that goes to. But still, I guess it's the right thing to do. Give it to the Archmage. Although, actually, I tend to give intelligence towards Mountain Kings and Paladins more, because the Archmage has enough mana anyway. And you don't really look at him as a DPS machine, because Tome of Intelligence on an intelligence hero will increase his damage by 1 per tome, as long as it's tome +1. But yeah, I think I'd rather have it on my Mountain King or Paladin for more mana. I think Wills might know that he's outside. He might be able to see him, and he's waiting for a town portal response, but if not, he's going to walk over. I don't get why half this army is sitting over here, because that's not doing the computer any favor. It's not like he's creeping other spots of the map and leveling up his Dreadlord, which is only level 1. Computer's at level 4 and 3. Will's at 5, 4 and 3. No, 5, 3 and 2. My bad. He's now moved up, getting lots of research. 85 food. He could get an Inferno Stone from this camp, which could be awesome against the computer, because the computer might not know exactly how to react versus that. Might waste its time trying to focus it down. So it's a big meat shield. I like the mixture of units though from Will. He's getting his tech in terms of research a little late for his units, but better late than never. The Dragonhawk Riders should be pretty neat, but I think if they get webbed, they might lose their effect on the Frostworm that they're ensnaring. Oh, the computer coming in, so aggressive. Will chucking down the paws. Lag hacking bot. Really? Will has got 70 MS, but it's not exactly lag hack levels. And Tyler's got the best MS. Give me your MS, Tyler. The computer doing a strange attack and then backing off. Not losing too much, but definitely not doing himself any favours by giving any experience to Will. Hopefully it will start to utilise the other half of its army. Otherwise, what is it doing? Will opening up another expansion. Just securing more positions in this game as he sits at the 90 food mark. Mountain King looking to pick up maybe an invulnerability potion. Boost of speed, pendant of energy. Archmage still with the Mask of Death. These shop items are weird. Oh my goodness. You got goblin landmines. I think they cost like 225 gold each in when you go to buy them. But a battle has occurred, and it looks like the computer is getting off to a relatively good start, bringing down the paladin. Unholy frenzy being splattered all over the undead units. There is a frost worm being under control, but most of the wheel's air is also being webbed. Mountain King running back. Now the pressure is on as Will is TPing back. There's no coil to finish off the Mountain King. The computer is at 100 food, but he could be just respawning some new units. So he's building 2 more units, so he probably lost 14 food there. And Will is now having to rebuild himself back up closer towards the 80 food mark. He'll want to sit at 80 food really for as long as possible so he can make the most of the gold mines and see if he can outplay the computer at 80 food. The Goblin Landmine is one of the more interesting items. He can use that to potentially cripple the computer's cigarette food supply. But I think he's got bigger concerns right now than playing with some landmines. Is rebuilding his army. The computer slowly makes his way towards Will's domain. Mountain King on the outside, open, unable to move because he's got Starfish Sanctuary. Now the pressure comes in, but the Mountain King has found maybe a way to escape his fate. The sleep is on him instead, and the pressure is on the Archmage at the back. Is Will going to react in time? No, he is not. I don't think the Paladin's even out yet. No, the Paladin's still in the altar. The computer has taken down Will's forces. Another hero is going to fall. Mountain King down, and Will has lost the connection. I wonder if Will's going to watch this video back and see the computer lose its army like twice to that Red Creek camp. Brilliant. Will killed like twice as much as well. He worked so hard. He did pretty good on the hero levels as well. That's one of those strange circumstances where even though it looks like Will's ahead on the hero levels, he's not, because the experience gained actually goes to the Undead. He's probably got more on level 4. Quite a lot more on level 4 and probably quite a bit more on level 5. Is it funny that the Undead Scourge is 666? Gold lost to upkeep. I think Will just got beaten by the devil himself. Alright then, Will. Good game. Next time, mate? Next time. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you have, make sure to thumbs up and have a great day.